Hi, good morning. So, we are back again with a wonderful topic for today. How can you put a first aid for your emotional well being? Dear friends, this is the time when people around are so worried. Some of us are worried because we've lost our jobs. Some of us are worried because we are away from our loved ones. Some of us are worried that our kids aren't going to school and we don't know what their future is. Some of us are worried because I was set for a university admission. I don't really know what's going to happen. Now, with all kinds of worry, emotional health becomes very significant for us. But I really wonder, I have seen in this world, we all are so concerned about physical health. If I have a back pain, what do? I rush to the clinic. I take an injection, maybe a Voltaren injection. I talk to my doctor, my physician. I have a toothache. I'm so bothered. The whole night I toss over my bed. But what happens when I am hit by stress, depression, loneliness? What do? Nothing. Come on. Let us today decide 5 major points which are very important and which are the first aid for our emotional well-being. First, pay attention to it. Pay it attention means at least recognize it. Think that you need to do something about it. If you are all alone in this country, your loved ones are not around, COVID-19, you feel so lonely. You feel there's nobody around. Social isolation. People are stuck up at the places, and maybe if you've been hit by corona and you've been kept in an isolation, all the negatives are, oh my God, what will happen? Media has covered so much. With corona, this happens, that happens. Lungs will get damaged. My goodness, I will die without meeting my loved ones. All the spiral negative thoughts will take you skies. First, pay attention to your emotional well-being. Are you suffering? Are you stressed? Are you feeling concerned? And if you are, then you and you alone can help yourself. So acknowledge it. The way you acknowledge your back pain, the way you acknowledge your toothache, acknowledge your loneliness too. All right, so now you have acknowledged that you have a concern and you need to do something about it. What should you do? Redirect your gut. How do you do that? I very always say ABC and AUC. The things about what are under your control, or the things which are beyond your control. So ABC are all that which is beyond your control. You can't do much about it. AUC are all that which is under your control. So if you focus on all that which is beyond your control, certainly you feel low, and then you have a sinking feeling. So you don't have a mom and dad around you, you don't have your wife and kids around you, and you are really in a social isolation. You don't have your friends visiting you, you are not able to visit your friends, you're really stressed about it. Please break this spiral, because this spiral can be very, very dangerous for your emotional well-being. And how do we really break it? The simple way to break your emotional spiral is that you focus on your self-esteem. Actually, your self-esteem is what builds your emotional resilience. And in the complete psyche of emotional not being well, the thing which comes handy is your self-esteem. And how do you work on it? If you're feeling lonely, what do? You have nobody to help you. You have nobody to talk to. You're into a social isolation. Think that if that is a role played by a friend of yours, and if you're writing a letter to your friend to encourage your friend, what would you write? So let's do the role playing. And how do? So you switch roles, swap, and you say, all right, so what I am feeling, that is a friend of mine, and now I have to encourage my friend. Write some wonderful words to him and write an email. And that mail, you will read it, yourself. So once you read your mail, you genuinely feel better about it. All right? So please do self healing and you will enjoy the benefits of it. We also talk about the negative thoughts when they consistently persist in your mind. It genuinely troubles you. So you to break the cycle, what do? Engage yourself in things which are very engaging. Maybe doing a Sudoku, maybe a Rubik Cube, maybe sitting and playing a game of sequence, or even if nothing works, maybe calling to a person you really love, maybe your mom, maybe your family. Just have a talk. Anything which can break this monotony of being lonely or a negative feeling can break. So what you need to do is engage yourself in something which is amazingly engaging. Come on, friends, I can tell you it's going to help you out. And finally, find meaning in the losses. You've lost a job. You're very upset about it. The company you were serving for 5 years overnight sent a message saying, because of the current situation, we do not see that you have a role to play in the organization. Kindly sit at home. You're worried about how can do this to me? I've been so honest with my job. Whenever needed, I'd gone an extra mile, isn't it? Let's look for the other positive things connected with this negative. So when you were at work, maybe you were not able to give that much time to your children. So good that the job is out of your hand. So the gain is that you are able to focus on your children better. So try to focus at half full, then focus at half empty. Gone is gone. Job loss is a job loss. And beyond your control. So let's talk about something which is under your control, and that's it. Focus on the gains, then on the losses. Come on, let's get together and work on our emotional well-being.
Ma'am?
Wish you good luck. Yes, please.
There's a question from one of the followers.
Yes.
She's saying, how can I build my self-esteem when things around me is very demotivating and things are not, as you see, under my control? So just now you spoke about not being under control.
Yes.
And that is making her very depressing. So what should
I
she
can
do?
understand. You know what happens? When you are, say, for example, running and you trip and fall and there is a wound. Now, what do? There is a wound. You look at the wound. You disinfect the wound with putting an antibiotic cream. Maybe you dress the wound. But what happens when we have emotional wounds? What do? You know what we do? We dwell into it. So if I say you take a knife and start, putting that knife into your wound, do you do that? No, you don't. But what happens to when emotional well-being is not there? When you have an emotional wound, you actually dwell into it like a knife and you go deeper and deeper and you try escaping through. Come on, my friend. The first advice to you would be that you and you alone can help yourself. The methods I already spoke, engage yourself into more engaging things like Sudokus, like doing some activities which you love doing, talking to your loved ones first. I understand the things around you are very negative. As you're saying, when everything is negative, what should I focus on? Focus on the things connected gains. So anything which you think is better. Say you're at home and you feel so negative. Negativity is nothing but it is what generates in your own mind. And you are responsible for it. You are feeding the worm of negativity within you. Come on, shake yourself. Stand up. Involve, put a music. If you love dancing, dance. If you like doing yoga, do yoga. If you like to do aerobics, do something what engages you emotionally, that engages you physically, and eventually you have your mood swing and you feel better. And then start the cycle of building esteem by focusing on the good things of past. I'm sure you're having negatives now, but so much of good past is there. Come on, let's pick on all those lovely memories of past, focus on that, see how you have this switch from negative to positive.
There's one more question from one of our parents.
Yes,
He
please.
wants to say that since few days, his son is getting very distant from him. earlier son used to come home from school and he will tell all about his day, be with his father, talk about things. But these days, he is not even talking with him for 2 3 minutes, and that is what is eating him up. That the child is being emotionally distant and he cannot handle this emotional drift. What? How can he cope up?
Wonderful question. Very, very good. See, as adults, the points which I've given you works wonders. But sometimes children are not in the position to help themselves. I don't really know how old your child is, but your conversation very clearly indicates that your child is maintaining a distance from you and is emotionally disturbed. As a parent, what I would suggest you to do is talk with him. And all the points which I have given in this talk, I would suggest you discuss with him, guide him, support him, hold his finger, and make him walk through this journey from loneliness to happiness and enjoy the ultimately amazing results which you get there.
Thank you, ma'am. And people are loving this advice. Miss Benita thanked you for your guidance. Miss Noori is really happy to know all this, and she's congratulating you. Everyone is
Thank you.
really happy. Thank you so much for every day
It's
coming and guiding
indeed
me.
a pleasure. It's indeed a pleasure, and believe it, my bag is full of advices. I wish I go on supporting you all. Come on, let us be together and fight this era out. And I'm telling you, it isn't difficult. It's all in our hands. And if we work together, happiness is right inside. Let's look for it, enjoy it. Let me tell you that my next talk is going to be on coming Sunday. What is the date on Sunday, Khushbu? When would we have the next talk? And the topic is amazing. How do you reboot yourself for happiness? Rebooting yourself for happiness is very significant, and we alone can do it.
19.
19th of April is our next talk, Dubai time, 9:30. Look forward to see you all again. Till then, take care, stay safe.